Nowadays, everyone building AI application is using vector databases, but have you ever wondered how they actually work behind the scenes? So in this video, I will explain it to you. SQL databases and vector databases are completely different thing. In SQL, we use keywords and special conditions to search for the data, but in vector databases, we use embeddings. And now I know it's going over your head, but give me some time to explain it to you. Let me build that intuition and then I will explain it to you. Now, let's take an example. Let's suppose you are going to a library which consists of 100 million books, and then you ask the librarian, hey, give me a book about the young kid that goes to a magical school, Hogwarts, from London. Now, notice that you didn't mention anything specific about the book, like, for example, author name, the publication year, the title of the book. Now, if you paste the same query to the SQL database, it will struggle, obviously, because it asks for the specific keywords, conditions. Now, vector databases, on the other side, searches based on the meaning. So how does it do that exactly? So we all know that computer doesn't understand strings, characters, words. What we do is, before storing a book, we convert it into a long list of numbers called embeddings or vectors. Now, vector databases can have hundreds of thousands of, even millions of dimensions. So when you ask a question, your question also get converted into vectors. So the next step is how to compare, how to find the similarity between them. To measure how similar they are, we use the cosine similarity. If the cosine similarity is closer to 1, which means they are very similar to each other. If the cosine is half, then which means they are partially related. And if the cosine is 0, which means they are completely unrelated. And if you guys remember dot product from school, we used to perform some operations and find the angle between two vectors. So let's suppose if the angle between two vectors is 0, which means they are pointing to the same direction, and the angle between them is 90 degrees, which means they are partially related, but they are going to the opposite directions, which means one is going to the upwards, one is going to the right side. And the angle between them is 180 degree, which means they are completely going in the reverse directions. Now the database find the book whose vector points in almost the same direction as your query does. And here's the part where the vector database comes in very handy. Now let's suppose you have millions of books in your library. Would you go to each shelf in your library to find that specific book? No, because it will take a lot of time. What vector database does is it creates sections or shelves, you can say. A specific section like for comic books, a specific section for fantasy books, and based on the query, it finds to which section does that query belongs to based on the cosine similarity. That's how it know where to go. That is all about the vector databases from my side. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment for the next video. See you in the next video, inshallah.